Hello again, my friends. We're back. Had a little break. I don't actually know how long it was. Probably quite a while from the podcast, and but thought the time is right. So here we are. The time is now. So just going to talk about doing your thing, and basically like a few thoughts for you. Um, so we can get pretty distracted in life, like, and pretty downcast, and like there's a lot of pressure. Like I've been pretty busy recently, so I can like you know relate to this. Like sometimes feeling like you're spinning your wheels, going in circles. Same thing, there's good things going on, sure, whatever. But overall, like if you can get a bit frustrated with this feeling like that you're not doing what you want to do, or not enough of what you want to do, and just kind of maybe not making progress on certain things, or having to like endure a tedium of repetition. Um, so it's good that in a way what that frustration is telling you is that you're a human being, and you're hardwired, you're designed to want to live life, and that's the force of your life within you. So if you're like, I'm depressed and frustrated and just like, yeah, that's like tangled knots of your life energy. So you have that life in you. You want to live. You want to express and experience life, and you're a unique being. Never has been someone exactly like you. Never will be ever again. So you've got a unique kind of flavor in the way you want to live, and so. Uh, just that's the basic thing, like just to do what you want to do, do your thing. And you don't need to be like other people, and actually you need to live in harmony with each other. Like, to live outside the law you must be honest, says Bob Dylan, which is true. Like, if you're going to break the rules, you need to be doing it in the spirit of love, or like higher consciousness, integrity. But basically, yeah. So say you're flat out busy, and you don't have a lot of time for certain things you want to be doing. Try to just the things you are doing, all the moments of the day. Try to do it your way. So try to think the way you want to think, feel the way you want to feel. Take ownership of your life, and kind of go, "Oh, okay, yeah, what do you want to, or what do you want to eat, or um, you know, uh, just conversations with people. Um, Maybe there's a room full of people who don't really get you, but okay, just have the courage and the candor to kind of who cares, just to be yourself, and maybe make them a bit uncomfortable, or blow their minds a bit, or like make them think you're a bit crazy or stupid or whatever. But you just be yourself, do your thing, or don't. There's some conversation you're not interested in, just not participating. These small little things can be ways where you're being you, you're doing your thing, and as much as possible, find time for yourself. So just like a little bit of meditation, a little bit of reading, a little bit of this podcast, a little bit of music, um, and just do your thing. And if you're like me, where you in past, at least at certain times, you've been overwhelmed with this feeling of like, what am I meant to be doing, and what's life all about? And worst of all, is life even good? Is life bad? Is life like some crazy illusion thing, and it's actually all terrible? Which is the worst thing. It's one thing to be unhappy in a happy world, but when you think the world itself is an unhappy place, then that's terrible. And then if you're happy in an unhappy place, you're crazy. And so it's the world's terrible and you're crazy. um, so, but actually, the world is a beautiful place, and what you really need to do is just be in harmony. Ultimately, if you want to help the universe, all you have to do, and then the universe will be like, "Wow, you're doing so much help, way more than most people. Thank you so much." Is just as much as possible each moment, go with the flow. Just accept the moment. Control what you can control, and try to do that in the spirit of harmony and love, and help yourself, but not at the expense of others too much. Like, have a fair balance. So whatever you can control, do it in a kind of enlightened, nice way. Um, but all the things you can't control, which is so many things, just go with the flow. Just let it be. Okay, fine. I'm late. Okay. Or this person messed up, and now I don't get my delivery, and I have to go into the middle of nowhere to pick it up, and it takes all day. Or right, great, okay, good. That's the universe. Perfect. Don't argue with the universe. Be like, okay, fine. That's the way it is. It's out of my control. Going with the flow, that itself is like okay, you're doing so much for the world. But beyond that, like just living in harmony, a big part of what we can do is just being happy ourselves. Do your thing. And then if everyone else does their thing in harmony, they're not hurting other people, then we have a really happy world. So you want to help the world? Well, the world we want, what do we want? We want a happy, healthy, harmonious world. Well, you can be happy, healthy, and harmonious within yourself, and then you're a little world. You're modeling that to the rest of us. And if everyone does what you do, boom, world peace is solved. World peace just requires inner peace in everyone, or most people, even. Maybe even not most people, maybe just inner peace in like 20% of the world. And then it just shifts everything, and everyone else is a little bit grumpy, but no more war and crime. But anyway, the point being, do your thing, whatever it is, you know, um, be you in your interactions. And that's how, most importantly, how you're living. Even if you can't control what you're doing, do it, but do it in your way. And then you can get rid of that resentment. You're like, yeah, I got to pack boxes on shelves and I don't like it, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to be really precise and I'll treat it like a game, like a video game. I'm going to do it like perfectly. Or you do it like, yeah, but I'm going to listen to music and my boss doesn't like it, but whatever. They can fire me if they want, but you know, they're not going to for some reason. Whatever. Say you're like, yeah, I know they wouldn't do it. Fine, whatever. You just do it your way, where you're not hurting anyone, but you're living your life. The how of things, and then or you're a traffic inspector, but you do it and you be friendly and you be kind to people. Um, and then but then the what, ideally fill your life with the things you want to be doing and transition into hobbies and work and all whatever relationships, communities, culture that you feel uplifts you and it makes you feel good. So that's it, do your thing. And yeah, so yeah, maybe your life isn't where you want it to be right now, but everything's evolving, ultimately everything's perfect, I would argue. And everything's great, actually. That's another story. You could look at episode 7, Awakening. I think I got into that. Um, how everything's ultimately perfectly fair in the universe, which is amazing. Life isn't fair. It's like, no, yeah, actually, it is. On some level, you could say that, but that's a lower level of analysis. On the higher level, the more accurately, life is completely fair, which is amazing. Um, but yeah, and but even if it doesn't feel good, fair enough, be honest about that. There are so many, the point is, what I'm trying to say is there's so many opportunities to do things your way. And just to remember, the main thing is not just doing these things, but remembering that that is the point. The worst thing is when you don't know what the point is and you're doing these things, you don't feel good, and you don't even know what you should be doing or what's the direction I should be looking. The direction is each moment, or try to fill your life with moments where you're doing what you want to be doing. And what do you want to be doing? Well, mostly you want to be yourself, you know, and you want to paint because it makes you feel a certain way, or you want to watch movies because it makes you feel a certain way, or you want to go traveling because it opens up new sides of yourself and you interact with people or whatever, or you want to learn skills to do the thing. But a lot of it is like the person you become, the version of yourself, being your best version. So just, yeah, enjoy being yourself and encouraging others to do the same thing. And just, yeah, it's actually totally possible every moment of your life to kind of do it your way. There could be limits put on that depending on the situation, but you've always got a choice of things where you could be less or more, like, more towards your way or less towards that. So just do that. Be happy. Try to, in those little ways, just try to do it a bit more in a way that makes you feel good. And then you're actually helping yourself and helping everyone. So there's a little thought for you, my friend. And yeah. And just to finish, say like the last podcast I was doing was all about politics, because I ran for like local election and then for the national parliament in Ireland, the Dáil. And I got some votes. It was great. A lot of support from people. I appreciate, but it wasn't like enough support at all for like winning a seat. Didn't come close or anything. But I just wanted to try it. I was just trying to do some good in the world. And okay, some people might think I'm crazy, but it's good to get over that and just to push through that and just be yourself, be honest, and stand for something you believe in, especially when it's based on love, as it was for me, and justice and freedom and all those good things, truth. Um, but but also kind of like walking the balance between responsibility and duty. Because I was doing it like there's many things I would love to be doing instead. Like I really find it very interesting, politics and stuff. But doing a bunch of paperwork all the time and stuff like doesn't really sound great for me anyway. But I was like, I'll do it because I think it's my responsibility, and someone needs to step up. Um, but to be honest, like I would much rather be writing or doing, teaching or music or whatever, Um, and so, that's another thing that I've been kind of reflecting on from there. Like, yeah, like live your life and you do your little thing. And if you do it right, you get so passionate about it that you will be really amazing at that thing. And that's when maybe it's something just like, oh, just taking care of children, so it's not like you're a job in the conventional sense, but in that you're improving the world so much because you're creating people basically, um, or it's your, work in finance, you got some job, you're really passionate about it, you're going to get so good at it, that you become this master and you're helping people, you're being, helping them solve their problems, and you'll be rewarded for that anyway. But that we can help the world. The primary way you can help the world is being true to yourself, because then you end up getting extremely good and skillful at certain things. And we have things, we have wants and needs, and if you're passionate about something, you'll become good at providing them. And so that's a little thought, for me, kind of, that was a reflection there. But yeah, so leave it there. Gormila Maha Guiv, enjoy. And this is Jamie McGlue. I guess maybe you know probably. And thanks for rendezvousing with me. And I appreciate all your questions, which I'm just downloading through the ether into my noggin. And yeah, see you next time. Peace and love.